Hello everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see this time we have a chance to check a fresh release from Eduard. This is a Spitfire Mk.IXc late version which is molded in 72nd scale. This is a absolutely new tooled kit which, let's say, related to the previous 48 scale version, and manufacturer promises that it will have the same level of detailing even though the scale is much smaller. So as you can see, the box design is quite typical for the ProfiPACK edition. We have this nice box art on the front. On the side there are 6 marking options shown, which are included into this kit. On the other side again 6 marking options, and here we have some information about the kit, and again some information about the kit. Of course this is a top opening box, and that's what we find inside. As you can see, there are several plastic sprues. Transparent one lies on the top. I'm a bit surprised that, as you can see, the large one doesn't fit precisely. As you can see, it's quite a tight fit, but I think it's not serious. So let's start from the transparent sprue. As you can see, it's packed into the separate Ziploc bag, which is good, so that it won't be scratched or damaged during the shipment. But let's check it closer. So the overall design for me seems to be similar to the 48 scale model kit. As you can see, we have even the canopy for the late design with bubble top canopy, so you can expect it in the future. Nevertheless, what's interesting for us now is this part. This part, of course, the target side, and of course the front part of the canopy. As you can see, molding quality is excellent, even though those parts are really small. Here you can see comparison with my finger. They are molded clear and crisp with a real glass, as you can see here, and I hope that the fitment will be okay. And of course you will be able to assemble the model with open or closed canopy, so that's quite a nice addition for the 72nd scale model kit. Next we have the largest sprue in the kit, which you saw doesn't fit precisely in the box. Nevertheless, it carries the most important parts. Nevertheless, again, we will start from the parts which are featured on the narrow sprues. Here you can see them, and of course this copy the parts for different versions of the Spitfire. As you can see, we have here the pointed wing, we have here separate ailerons, the different types of the tail fairing, and all those parts are molded as a one piece, of course. I mean, in 72nd scale it can be explained. I mean, you can expect it. Next we have, as I said, the largest sprue in the kit. It carries all necessary parts basically for the assembly of the fuselage, wing, and some external elements. As you can see, we have 2 types of the chin, without air intake and with air intake. Also some tail parts. As you can see, rudder is molded separately, and there are several designs. Both halves are molded together with tail segment. Nevertheless, again, we have separate cowling panels, and as you can see, they will be assembled out of 2 halves. Here, here, and here is another one. Wing parts division is also typical, I mean similar for the 48 scale. We have 2 top halves and 1 bottom one with separate air intakes, separate wheel wells, and as you can see, some of the installation holes or the bullet holes are drilled down, so you won't have to drill them on your model. Now let's zoom camera and check those halves closer. Of course they feature recessed panel lines, riveting, and they look overall quite nice. Here we have some parts for the wing root. As you can see, it's a separate element. Here they are. Also here we have wing. Here is the bottom half of the wing. Here is another top half. Here are some chin panels, some cowling panels, And all these parts are molded in excellent quality. There is no flash or any other possible problems. So now let's flip over the frame. Here you can see the inside of the fuselage sprue. As you can see, there are special position elements for the cockpit, and I hope that the fitment won't be, let's say, a problem. And note that there are position pins here in the tail, which should also help with alignment. And here you can see some minor detailing for the cockpit. Of course, it will be enhanced with separately molded plastic parts, and also this is a ProfiPACK, so you can expect some of the PE for this area. Here we have wing parts. Those are top halves, which feature also some minor wheel wells detailing, which can be enhanced with careful painting and weathering. Now let's move to the next plastic bag with two more plastic sprues. Here we find also some interesting elements, so just give me a second. I will show you what. So let's start from the one which was on the top, and I would say it's square. And as you can see, we have here a lot of minor parts. The most parts like will go to the cockpit. Here we have pilot seat, some of the two types of the dashboard, some of the cockpit walls. Also we have two types of the exhausts. Even the external tanks under fuselage tanks are included. Note several types of the wheel landing gear covers. And that's quite interesting. I mean, basically you can build a different version from this kit, because all necessary plastic parts are included. And here you can see them closer. Quite surprising that both tanks are molded as one piece. And here you can see exhausts. Some of the cockpit parts, pilot seat, two types of the dashboard as I said. Now let's flip over the sprue, and here you can see the pilot seat. Of course it will be assembled from several parts, so no worries that it looks quite simple. And here you can see the tanks. Note that they are empty inside, which is also quite interesting solution. And here you can see landing gear legs, which are molded as one piece and look a bit, let's say, thin. I mean, it's up to scale of course, but you will have to be careful with them. Next we have another plastic sprue. This one is more dedicated to the external elements, even though here we have cockpit walls, as you can see here. Some spars for the wheel wells. Again, parts for the wheel wells, some minor elements. I guess those will go for the cockpit. Separate wheel hubs. Here you can see them. One piece propeller. Note that attachment points do not connect to the blades, so you won't damage them during separation. Here also we have two types of the landing gear for the tail. Next we have some external armament, and of course the tires. I'm not sure if they are molded. No, they are not molded as one piece, so we will have to assemble them out of two halves. I would say that's not a big problem in such small scale, because you will be able to sand them down. Next we have assembly manual, which is printed in form of this nice small brochure. As you can see, it's almost as my palm. We have short history note on the first page, then there is a parts map and assembly process starts. Note that you will have to do some modifications to the standard parts, because those are designed for the different versions of the aircraft. So as you can see, there are some options for the assembly of the model, and also you can use actually both tanks, fuel tanks for the fuselage. Here we also have masks application guide, and of course in the end we have marking guide, which is typical for the Eduard, and also the stenciling position, which is quite surprising. I mean, 70-second scale is quite small, so stenciling procedure will be a bit tedious. Then we have here small PE thread, which carries typical parts for the ProfiPACKs. We have here the dashboard, belts, meshes for the air intakes, some parts for the cockpit. So overall we will have a bit more detailed kit than the simple weekend edition, which doesn't come with PE thread. Next we have mask sheet. You saw application guide, so those are also typical for Eduard, and they should help you with assembly. I mean, it will be easier to paint the canopy and some transparent parts on the aircraft. Next we have small plastic bag with 2 decal sheets. Let's start from the large one. Of course, both are printed in Eduard, so you don't have to worry about the quality. Here you can see the first one. Here we have all necessary symbols for 6 marking options. Note that here we have special decal for the dashboard, in case you don't like to use PE parts. And as you can see, printing quality is quite impressive. Another decal sheet is dedicated to the stenciling symbols. Here they are. And again, even though it's 70-second scale, you can see that even the tiniest writings are printed in a careful way, so they will look nice on the assembled model. So that's all for the video review. As usual, I will invite you to check full review article on our website, where you will find detailed photos and also text in Russian and English. Don't forget to like this video if you like it, so press the like button below, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out the video reviews on it, and check the video description below where we post link to our Facebook group, so you can receive all fresh articles, news, videos and photos on time just like it, and you'll be following our news. So thank you for watching once again, and see you in the next video review as usual.